Hello, this is Mike Hay. I'm going to tell you about my approach to creating PowerPoint presentations, or put more simply, 5 steps to superior slides. When it comes to PowerPoint, most people just jump right in. If they pause, it's usually to ask themselves, which slides could I use from other presentations? Mostly though, they simply launch PowerPoint and start creating slides, working out slide designs as they go and slowly planning what they're going to say, all at the same time. They do this in bursts of activity, updating everything as they go, until eventually they have had enough of making changes and go with whatever they've got. Sometimes they fool themselves this is efficient, and the final presentations are kind of okay, but it's rare to find someone who can multitask to this degree and come away with a killer presentation. Most of us are more efficient and effective if we focus on one task at a time. With this in mind, we've created a more efficient process. We've taken all those concurrent tasks, straightened them out to form a sequence, and then we've rearranged them in a more logical flow. This process is more structured and is more efficient, and it saves time by cutting out endless rounds of tweaks and changes. And it's more effective. It produces more compelling presentations and makes it far more likely we'll achieve the success we're seeking with our slides. In our process, we're going to start with what we're going to say. This is our narrative, our golden thread. We nail this first before we start creating slides. The second step is where we quickly sketch out the layout of our slides. In step 3, we lay out the slides to receive content. This speeds up the process, reduces the work required, and improves alignment within and between slides. Step 4 is where we add content to the layouts. And step 5 is where we check the finished slides and fix any issues. The result should be a professional looking presentation that your audience finds compelling and few people seek to change. Let's go through this again. Step 1 is to create a golden thread for our presentation. This could be typed on a device or scribbled on a piece of paper. It's a list of the points we want to cover in our presentation, written in the sequence we want to raise them. I usually spend 5 to 15 minutes creating a golden thread and try and do this away from my desk, maybe in a coffee shop or somewhere else. This slide shows you part of a golden thread from one of my presentations. The important thing about this is to focus only on this task and to do it quickly. If there are multiple stakeholders who want to sign off your presentation, send them your golden thread and ask them to agree it. This can save you a lot of time and avoid scrapping slides later, which you spent hours carefully constructing. Step 2 is to produce a storyboard. On a separate piece of paper, draw a grid of boxes. Each box represents one of your slides, and write key points from your golden thread into the boxes. Think how you're going to illustrate or lay out each slide, and add a quick sketch. You can see the storyboard from one of my presentations in this slide. Maybe still in my coffee shop, I would typically spend 10 to 20 minutes creating a storyboard. Normally storyboards are not shared, so make it as rough and messy as you like. Concentrate on the rough design of the slides. We can work out the detail later. This is the step where we might choose to incorporate content from other presentations we've built previously. At this point, we could start creating our slides. For extra speed though, we should be more systematic and follow steps 3, 4 and 5. In step 3 we create layouts or placeholders. First, create a blank slide for each of the slides in our storyboard. You might want to change the layout for some of them using the master slides in your PowerPoint template. Add titles to the slides. I usually take these from my golden thread. Add the relevant sections of your golden thread to the speaker notes of your slides. This will give you a narrative to follow when you present your presentation. Add boxes for content, images and text. And if you have 2 slides with a similar layout, copy the boxes and layouts from one to another. This will ensure you avoid jitter when you flick from one slide to another. Finally, check your placeholders to make sure you haven't missed anything. Step 4 is to add content to our placeholders or layouts. Let's start with the text. With text, less is definitely more. Fewer words make more impact. If you have too many words to fit in a text block, do not reduce the font. Different sized text, fonts or styles looks unprofessional and detracts your audience. Cut down the character count and remove some of the words instead. There's usually plenty of space in the speaker notes if you really want to add a lot of text. Once we've added the text, let's move on to the images. It's usually more efficient to find all of our images at the same time. I either choose copyright-free images from Unsplash, making sure I credit the photographers, or buy them from a reputable source. Avoid distorting images by inserting an image, resizing it so its size is right in one dimension. To do this, hold down the Shift key, click and move a corner of the image. Then crop it so its size is right in the other dimension. Finally, with step 5, let's sit back and put our slides in SlideShare mode. As we scroll backwards and forwards, we will notice odd errors, typos and misalignments. And after we've fixed these, we should have a professional looking, high quality presentation we're ready to share. That's it. That's Mike's way to better PowerPoint.